Imagine waking up to find the cost of buying or selling a home has just changed overnight. Sounds alarming, right? Well, with recent tariffs imposed by the US on Canadian goods, this scenario is becoming a harsh reality. These tariffs are set to ripple through our economy, and if you're not prepared, they could drastically alter your home ownership plans. In today's video, I'm diving deep into how these tariffs will impact the Canadian housing market in both the short and the long term. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of what's happening, what's at stake, and how to navigate these turbulent times. Hey there, I'm Matt Sloan, a realtor in the GTA, and I have to ask this in order to grow my new channel. So if you wouldn't mind taking 2 seconds, please hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. And if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Now, before we get into the impact of these tariffs, let's first break down what a tariff actually is, because I know not everyone is familiar with the term. A tariff is basically a tax that one country places on goods imported from another country. Governments use tariffs for different reasons: to protect local industries, generate revenue, or sometimes as a political move in trade disputes. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you and a friend both sell lemonade. You sell yours for $2 a cup and your friend starts selling theirs for only $1 because they get cheaper lemons from another country. People start buying from your friend instead of you. So to level the playing field, your town places a $1 tariff on every cup your friend sells, making their lemonade now cost $2 as well. This means more people might come back to buy from you instead. In the real world, tariffs work the same way. When a country places tariffs on goods, it makes imported products more expensive. This can help local businesses by making their products more competitive. But at the same time, it can also mean higher prices for consumers who now have to pay more for those imported goods. So now that we know what tariffs are, let's talk about how these new US tariffs are affecting the Canadian, or could possibly affect the Canadian economy, and specifically the housing market. First, let's break down what's happening. On February 1st, 2025, US President Donald Trump signed the executive orders imposing a 25% tariff on nearly all Canadian imports, with a 10% tariff specifically on Canadian energy products. These measures are part of broader trade policies aimed at addressing issues like illegal immigration and drug trafficking. In response, Canada announced its own set of tariffs, imposing a 25% levy on $30 billion worth of US goods, effective February 4th, with plans to expand these tariffs to an additional $125 billion of US goods after a 21-day consultation period. However, recent developments have introduced a temporary pause. On February 3rd, 2025, following discussions between President Trump and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, both countries agreed to delay implementation of these tariffs for 30 days. This decision was made time to allow further negotiations and to avoid immediate escalation into a trade war. During these discussions, Canada committed to enhancing border security measures, including deploying additional troops to the northern border and intensifying efforts against fentanyl smuggling. While this pause provides a brief respite, it's essential to understand that the situation remains fluid. The tariffs are not off the table, but are temporarily delayed to facilitate further dialogue. This ongoing uncertainty continues to have implications for the housing market, which we'll explore in the next segment. But what does this mean for the housing market? While this pause provides a brief respite, it's essential to understand that the situation remains fluid. The tariffs are not off the table, but are temporarily delayed to facilitate further dialogue. This ongoing uncertainty continues to have implications for the housing market. But what exactly does this mean for the housing market? In the immediate future, these tariffs are expected to create uncertainty in the housing market, impacting both buyers and sellers. Higher costs of goods could increase inflation, which affects mortgage rates, purchasing power, and overall market confidence. For buyers, the uncertainty surrounding the trade conflict could lead to hesitation, many may adopt a wait-and-see approach, leading to a temporary dip in housing demand. When there's economic uncertainty, people tend to become more cautious, with these big financial decisions. Many will pause their home buying plans to see how things unfold, whether interest rates change, home prices shift, or if affordability becomes even more difficult. This hesitation can lead to lower transaction volume in the short term, causing some sellers to reconsider their asking prices. This could also lead to some opportunities, though, for some who decide to take the potential risk while acting now. Sellers may also start to feel the impact of these tariffs. If fewer buyers are actively looking for homes, it may take longer to sell, and some sellers may have to adjust their pricing expectations. This could especially be true for those looking to sell at the top of the market, which again may create some opportunities for buyers that decide to continue their home search. As for builders, these tariffs are expected to drive up the cost of construction materials. Many of the materials used in Canadian home construction, such as lumber and steel, are imported from the US. With the new tariffs, the cost of these materials is set to increase, leading to higher construction costs. For instance, the National Association of Home Builders has expressed concerns that tariffs on imported construction materials could exacerbate affordability issues in the housing market. Builders may face challenges in maintaining their profit margins, potentially leading to delays in construction projects and a slowdown in housing starts. This could result in increased prices for new homes and renovations, making it more difficult for Canadians to afford housing. Looking ahead long term, effects could be even more significant. The Bank of Canada has warned that the tariffs could push the Canadian economy into a recession, with a projected 2% reduction in GDP. This economic downturn could lead to job losses and reduce consumer spending, further dampening the housing market. Another key factor to watch is interest rates. If tariffs lead to a slowdown in the economy, the Bank of Canada may consider lowering interest rates to stimulate borrowing and investment. Lower rates would make mortgages more affordable, potentially keeping demand steady even as other factors put pressure on the market. However, if inflation rises due to higher costs of the imported goods, the Bank of Canada may be forced to increase rates instead. This would raise mortgage costs, making home ownership more expensive and further cooling the housing market. So what can you do in light of these developments? Here are a few strategies. For buyers, if you're planning to buy, watch mortgage rates closely. A dip in home prices could create buying opportunities, but higher borrowing costs could offset those savings. Stay financially prepared and work with professionals who understand the current market conditions. For sellers, pricing strategy will be key. If buyer demand cools due to economic uncertainty, you may need to price competitively to attract offers. Work with a knowledgeable real estate professional who understands market shifts and can help position your home effectively. For investors, if you're investing in real estate, consider areas that may remain in demand despite economic shifts, such as rental properties in cities with strong job markets. Pay attention to macroeconomic trends and be prepared to adjust your strategy if needed. Stay informed. Keep updated with the latest news regarding tariffs and trade policies. Understanding the landscape will help you make informed decisions. Consult with professionals. Work with real estate professionals and financial advisors who understand the current market dynamics. Their expertise can guide you through these uncertain times. Navigating the housing market amid these new tariffs is undoubtedly challenging, but with the right information and strategies, you can make informed decisions that may benefit you in the long run. Remember, every challenge also presents an opportunity. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on the Canadian housing market. See you in the next video.